All right, you guys, so it just finished. It took 10 minutes and 7 seconds. I did not have it turned on to full blast. Again, with the Snow Peak, you can change what the setting on it is to control the flame a little more. And again, since I'm inside, I wanted to do that. So the inside of this has, you're not going to be able to see them on here, but measuring lines, which I think is going to come in handy if I can figure out where the cup is. Okay, so I found the 1 cup mark. It took me a minute. Apparently this mug slash bowl holds 2 cups, so that was a little difficult. I do not have my glasses on to read it. Yes, I wear glasses. No, I will not be taking them on the trail. I'm going to lose them. I'm going to break them. I lose them in my house. I'm surprised I haven't broken them yet, so I will not be taking them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hot water and I am going to pour a cup of it in here. Then I'm going to put the rest of it in here. And I'm going to sit it back over here so it can cool off, because that is nice and hot. So I have already opened this and removed everything, the oxygen absorber being the most important part. I am going to add the peanut butter down into this as per the directions. If I can open it. Weak arms. Just gonna squeeze this down in here. Hopefully this one turns out better than the other. I'm going to be really disappointed after everything that I've heard if every time I try a backpacker meal it tastes like shit. But we'll see. I know nothing out there is going to taste like home cooking. It's just one of those, I would rather eat the regular trail food and save trying to get real food for when I'm in town, than pack out a bunch of these, which, I mean, are kind of expensive if you're using them as a regular source of food. I don't want to take a bunch of them out there and have them not taste good, and that's what I have, you know, tried to resupply some of my dinners with or anything like that. So just for the example of this, I am going to attempt to put this back together. I'm glad it comes apart for cleaning, but again, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just going to kind of stir this up. And this says that it needs to sit for 15 to 20 minutes. So I am actually going to be turning you guys off while it cooks, and I will come back to you with my decision on how it was. And I'm also going to be weighing what I intend to take of this. I think that's about as stirred as I'm gonna get it. That's another reason I think that a lot of people had gotten the really long ones, the long titanium ones. If you can see, my hand trying to get into the bottom of it is going into the bag slightly. And when you're out on the trail and your hands are all nice and dirty because you haven't washed them in 3 days, I probably don't want my hand down in my food. Yes, I'll have soap to wash them, but you know what I mean. So there was definitely enough to put this together just from that one pot and to fill my cup up. And I have some I Love Lemon tea right here. Should be a tonic. There's no tea leaves in it, but they call it a tea, an herbal tea. So I'm going to put one of these in my little cup and see how it works out. One of the things that I had worried about with the fact that this is plastic and you're dumping boiling water into it is this going to melt? Because when I went in, like I said earlier, I was going to get the MSR Pocket Rocket for my stove and chose something different. It was the same for my cook system. Sea to Summit makes a cook system that also nests, that kind of folds down, made out of silicone, and then it's just got the plated bottom. But when I went in to look at it and was getting advice from the people at REI, the gentleman that was working with me explained that with the heat being harder to control with a lot of them, that what would happen is the flame would come out from under the edge of the pot and it would burn holes in the silicone, and then your cook system wasn't any good. The pot was like that, the cups were like that in the bowl. The pot was the only one that you would have on your stove, but just the same, I decided not to risk something like that that was going to melt or, you know, become destroyed on me and no longer work. Having to replace gear because you have legitimately worn out your gear is one thing. Having to replace gear because the way that you have to cook with it can possibly damage it just seems less of a wise choice to me. So this was what I went with. I really like it so far. I guess now we're just waiting to see how that backpacker meal is going to turn out. All right, you guys, this should be just about done. So I'm going to open it up and check. I don't know why my camera couldn't zoom. I think it was trying to zoom closer, probably on the backpacker's meal. So like I said, the one that I had before, I want to say it was Mountain House. I'm not sure. I got it at REI. It was a like chicken barbecue mesquite type thing with like beans and rice, and it sounded really good, and it was not. This one is a pad thai, and it says it's got the rice noodles with vegetables and spicy peanut sauce. It's got roasted peanuts that came with it, which I think I need to go ahead and put in here. Let's check and see if it is done first. Not only is it done, that's really good. That's something that I could actually eat. So maybe all of the backpacker meals are not an entire bust. Definitely don't get the mesquite chicken barbecue beans and rice thing. You're not gonna like it. Everything is so hard to open. I already have a knife in my little toiletry kit that I've been making. Not the ones in the resupply boxes that I showed you. I'll show you in a second, but definitely going to need to have a knife because all of this is hard to open. Maybe it's just girl arms. My husband just brought me a pair of scissors after I've already got it open. How about the sugar baby? For my not tea. I would happily eat that, most definitely. All right, so I went ahead and got it. I don't know why I said toiletry. It's kind of toiletries. It's gonna go in with my toiletries, but it's predominantly my first aid / little necessities kit. It opens up like this. It had a hook on it that I just went ahead and took off. It was a metal hook. I don't need the extra weight for anything, but I just liked how this kind of separates everything because it's stuff you want to keep clean. So in this back one right here, I have some alcohol wipes, some moleskins, some gauze. We have Q-tips here, extra scrunchy, clippers, band-aids, needle and thread. There's my little knife that will hopefully be powerful enough to get through packaging for everything. Right here I have some floss for kind of my teeth and also in case I need to sew anything on the trail. Then I left these two little pockets open for ibuprofen and tummy meds in case I need either of those. Those are probably the two things I would be most likely to need pill-wise on the trail. I might swap out the vitamin I for Pamprin Max or something like that where it mixes the acetaminophen and the ibuprofen. It's the strongest pain relief you can get without a narcotic, and still has the anti-inflammatory properties of the ibuprofen. It has caffeine in it too. I actually can't remember right now why that's in there, but it's in there. So yeah, that'll just kind of go in with my toiletries. So my entire cook system all packed up for what I'm actually going to take. I did end up putting the spoon in here, not because I'm going to, or the foon, not because I'm actually going to take that, but just to kind of hopefully simulate the weight of whatever I do end up taking. So this is kind of a guesstimate. But the cook system all put together weighs 1 pound 9 ounces. Without the fuel, my cook system weighs 12.8 ounces. It's not too bad. Okay, so we have the Picky Eater Club going on right now. Now, my 3-year-old is not generally a picky eater, but she likes good food, not necessarily all food. Here, you want a bite? What do you think? Is that good stuff? It's not good? Do you like it? No? It's not yummy? Apparently my 3-year-old doesn't like it. You want more? Do you need to spit it out? Go spit it out in the trash. As always, thank you for watching. To find me on social media or to support this channel and my through hike, see the links below. I will also have links to the cook system, the stove, the fuel canister stabilizer, and of course this backpacking meal, the one that actually tastes good. They'll be in the links below too. See you next time.